This is a gravity bar. It's a spin on a restaurant chit rail, but it's made stronger and more ethically right here. You put them up in your house, in your office, in your front entrance, in your kids' playroom for their art. It's good stuff. I think if you have a few minutes in your web browser here, you should watch us show you how we make them. We are a business. You can tell because I am in a lot of debt. This is our most popular product. It's done more for us than anything. It's opened a lot of doors that we were knocking on, you know about knocking. I want to show you how it's made, but I also want to talk about the state of ethical manufacturing, but that would be really boring. So we're going to try and make an interesting video that talks about how this is made for you, but also talks about why it's so hard to make things these days. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to be boring. Because we don't want to be boring. We don't want to be boring. We're gonna get to the meat this time, all right? I know in our first video, it was a lot of meat, but then also a lot of gristle, as they say. All right, I got another paragraph for you here. My team and I are gonna take you through the shop, and you're gonna see every step in the process. That's all we got.
Is there no like swing to the next part?
No.
Okay, great.
Come on, let's go to our first location. Made it. The office people make a mill list, and this is just a measure of what we have in inventory, what we need, what people have ordered. We don't need to tell them about this, let's just make the thing, right?
Ty will start the milling process with a sip of his juice. From there, he picks the wood as we need, as according to the mill list from the office people. Milling wood is the essential first step to any fine woodworking project. Using a miter saw, jointer, planer, and a table saw, the rough, often curvy wood is processed into perfectly straight, square, usable wood. Then 4 of them get loaded into the CNC machine where the internals will get carved out. They're held in place by this wooden camshaft. It's like a wedge, but in a circle, with a handle made of wood. After computing, the machine begins its job, carving out the internals of a gravity bar. Tyler is now free to juice box. The machine's job was well done, but the gravity bar is a mess. It gets a slice on the table saw, a nice drum sanding, that's this thing, and a good cleaning by a juiced up Tyler. Now he's going to inspect the fronts and the backs, pair them up, and fill the front channels with glass balls. He eyeballs them because sometimes there's a big ball that we got to take out. Then it's glue that we bought, nails, and hold on, it's just looking at my phone.
I bet you're thinking clamps, and yeah, you're absolutely right. The nails just hold the board in place until we can get the clamps on. And that's really what makes strong.
Why do you need 48 clamps?
This is a lot of clamps, I'll give you that. And we use so many clamps to distribute the clamping pressure evenly along this flat board that could be kind of... For now, I'm just doing 1, but we normally clamp them together in groups of 4 or 5, and then we do much bigger batches. This is really good content. I have this thing in my brain where I need to loosen all the clamps at the same time. Otherwise the joint is gonna fail, which is crazy, but I gotta do it every time because there's something wrong with me. All right, we got yourself here one of these clamped up gravity bars, and we're gonna take it and cut it. The thing you wanna do when you're woodworking is you wanna glue together something, and then you wanna cut off a side, because you've joined it into one unit and then you get a clean cut of both, and it's like it is one unit. Shall we? Running a business is doing a lot of things at once, but building a business is writing down those things. I had more to say there, but I think I'm just gonna go with that because it's true. Like you gotta write things down. This is standards of manufacturing. Anytime someone is building our products and having questions or whatever, they can just refer to this binder, and we don't need to grind to a halt and have a workshop on how something was done because it's in the book. I'm gonna look in the book because I actually don't remember how wide to rip the gravity bar. We gotta cut the glue off, put a fresh cut here, and then cut the sides off with a crosscut sled. So here I go. This is our crosscut sled with a little measurement jig built in. We have two sizes of gravity bar, 32 inch or 20 inch. If you're making a 32 inch, you slide this in until this groove is lined up with this. And then you slide it over to the other side, line it up, and then you cut it, and it'll be cut to length. And then someone draws on them. Oh, do we want to film the drawing on them?
Yeah, we might as well.
Okay.
This little guy here gets traced and tells us approximately where to remove most of the wood for the detail in the back piece or the tongue that we add purely for looks, like the right height socks, you know?
Now, this looks pretty bad, I'm not stupid, but we're gonna make it look really good in the next thing we do. That's good, hey? These are really cool. They're auto height adjusting toggle clamps. I just learned that when you're not using these, you can clamp them together. Is that a part of this? I don't know. But what are they? I'll tell you. There's one for each side of the gravity bar. We're at our homemade router table here. We're gonna clamp our gravity bar. Then I'm gonna use this nice bit from Bits and Bits that has a bearing on it. The bearing is gonna ride the profile of this clamping jig. So it will cut the profile into the gravity bar.
Just in case any of the wood tears out when we router it, we leave an extra 1/8 of an inch so we can trim them on the table saw and remove that tear out. Look, that's Mac and he did it. Now back to the homemade router table where we put the curved edge profiles on. And they go on.
Are you filming me walk so people can see that we're going to a different place in the shop?
Yeah.
Nice. Now we trace another little guy who shows us where to drill the holes. The holes are where you, the buyer, will attach it to your wall with screws. But don't worry, we'll give you some wood plugs to cover the screws. An invisible mounting system would be nice, but the gravity bar is a relatively unknown product, so it needs obvious design cues. The tongue that kind of curves away from it guides the eye in to see the slot and see that there's some functionality here, and the screw holes covered with plugs indicate that it's affixed to the wall. The design makes it easier to understand, easier to love, and easier to market, and that, you know, that's what we're doing here. But you didn't hear that from me. Does it work?
Yeah, I can see the glare in your eye.
Wow. Okay, sandy? Now it's got to be sanded. And the reality of manufacturing these, like we want to manufacture lots. We want to bring the price as low as possible and make it an accessible product to lots of people. But if you're making fine wood goods, at the end of the day, a human being has to stand here and sand it, especially if it has complex shapes. If people are willing to pay for, you know, an hour of a human's time to make them something like this, then that's kind of the future we should move towards, because this, you know, injection molded plastic landfill fodder future we're moving towards is kind of bad. It's kind of bad. This has all the carbon that the tree captured during its life stored inside it. And we're trying to ethically turn it into a valuable product that will last a long time. And then in 100 years, it'll biodegrade. Win-win-win.
The chamfered edges are an important finishing step that not only give it the fine, handcrafted look, but improve durability too. Sharp edges are fragile. Chamfered edges are Nokia 3310. This entire video is a little Trojan horse so I can tell people that the word stain is only used when you are using a stain that applies color to the wood. Most of the time, like right now, we're using something clear, like our Osmo hard wax, so this step is called finishing, not staining. Furthermore, the affect of stain is indesirable, and it's literally irregardless. After 2 coats of finish, we test them with this 55-gram weighted piece of paper, stick it in a bunch, make sure it holds, and then they get wrapped with our labels, put in real nice boxes. Oh, those are nice boxes. With plugs, screws, anchors, a mini ruler for mini measures, and a handwritten thank you note.
It took me years to get here. I've been in this business 10 years. The Gravity Bar was conceived in 2017 in a tiny little garage. Now we have a big building, big machines, big calendar, bunch of people, people who can make the stuff, people who can buy the stuff. We're all here, you know? It's hard. It takes a really long time to find enough people to pay for work like this. Banks don't like you. Businessy people think you're stupid for not outsourcing every single thing to the other side of some giant diesel boat route. I said boat route. Voyage. Boat voyage. But we're doing it. And you can too. Don't start a business right now. It's so hard.